We move on to part 4 of the saga. And once again, we have the return of SKT T1 Faker. So really, how could you go wrong with this game? Once again, no Olaf. Unfortunately, over this 4-game saga, we only got to see the legendary Olaf performance happen once, which, you know, kind of sucks. But hey, it is what it is. So we're just gonna wait for this game to actually start. Actually, in the meantime, while this game is going underway, let me briefly mute my mic to check something. Alright, we're back. Alright, I finished checking. Alright, so this TF, once again, 1.4 million mastery points. Whatever, really impressive. Blah, blah, blah. It's Faker. What do you expect? We're gonna have Fiora against Jax top, Evelyn against the Nocturne, Talon against Twisted Fate, Misfortune Blitz going up against the Kaisa Soraka. And we're gonna get underway here really quickly. 0 seconds in, the game has begun. And of course, Faker being Faker, starts the game with 2 items in his inventory already. Clearly, nobody else can do that, just a really talented thing. Fiora is gonna go up against Jax. That's actually a pretty interesting matchup for me, personally. I've seen this matchup swing both ways, really unpredictably. Oh my god, this name, I feel like I've seen a name like this before. Can't get over this. It's playing with the text format and it offsets your summoner name so much. I hate it when people do it. This is not the first time I've seen it. In fact, I think last time we seen this, I casted that. It's somewhere in the backlog of all the casts. I don't remember. I hate it when people do that with their summoner names, man. Just stick to a format. A minute in, so this is one game where we don't have an early crazy invade, no early skirmishes. Just give me a standard opener, and not to mention the milestone 20th Nocturne game for Gary Sir. Woo! Hopefully he wins this one. Now, this last time we saw the Nocturne gameplay was all the way in game 2, where, to be honest, a lot of the times I was just sitting there in stunned silence. I cannot believe what my eyeballs were seeing. But just as a reminder, we are expected to see master tier Nocturne gameplay, and I must admit I was thoroughly disappointed because I feel betrayed and lied to. That being said, maybe this is the redemption game. Never rule out that possibility. It could always be the redemption game. So we're gonna get into it again. This time, Faker doesn't really have the easiest matchup. Last time it was a Fizz, so could get pretty brutal. This time it's a Talon, who not only has pretty good lane damage if he lands 3 hits and goes for the auto, he's also really good at roaming. And in fact, his early roams can certainly, in some ways, outmatch the Twisted Fate. We see last game was a total stomp because thanks to the combination of Twisted... Ooh. I accidentally knocked my mouse over and flew the camera all the way to the left. Last game, thanks to a combination of Shen and Twisted Fate, we saw Red Team utilize their globals very well. Wait, Blue Team, in that case. Red Team this game, Blue Team last game. We saw them use their globals very well. And that's actually resulted in them coming really ahead and just crushing the game. It wasn't even close, total stomp. This game, they have significantly reduced global presence. They still have it in the form of Nocturne and TF, which certainly can form a very formidable kill train. Like, point somewhere and they're dead. Jax is currently getting chopped up by the Fiora top lane. He's drinking all the way to the bottom of his corrupting cause. That's the last of his charge. That's not going to get them to a healthy enough level here. Fiora is just passively healing from regen as well as hitting the vitals. More and more difficult for Jax to stay in. Kaisa is gonna get lit on fire here. She has to try to run. No chance to return damage, but the Nocturne slowly waddles away down here. The counter strike, oh, it doesn't get popped. If Fiora stunned him with it, nope, still first blood anyway. Teleport comes down from the TF, but he doesn't join to do anything significant. He literally joined in to blue card the Blitzcrank, which is an awful teleport. You don't gain anything out of it, and suddenly you put your teleport on like a 6.5 minute cooldown. But for now, he's gonna stay down bot. He needs to get something out of this. You don't just use TP to say hi and toss a blue card. Teleport coming down for the Jax, but this is such a disastrous teleport! Oh, he got killed off again. Ooh. That sucks. Because now he can't teleport back to lane, and he won't be able to for 6.5 minutes. The Kai'Sa's gonna get pulled out of her recall, and the Soraka, she needs to run medic as best as she can. Body blocking as many shots, now it's not enough. The Blitzcrank gets that kill, and the Talon's gonna pounce on TF at mid. Red team suddenly lost all of their globals, and pretty much across the board lost trades and skirmishes. That's not good, to say the least. But you gotta carry on when times get tough, you know? This is roughly the time where somebody in chat goes, we scale. Even though in this game, that might be a bold-faced lie. Do they outscale? Like, well, Kai'Sa outscales, and Soraka easily outscales Blitz. Assuming the Blitz doesn't just like Dark Horse, pole carry, instantly win the game or something. Talon falls off pretty hard. I will say that. Evelynn does not. Evelynn is one of those jungle assassins that one comparison I like to make is like Blue Kayn, where Blue Kayn has the ability to just appear out of nowhere and dump a ton of damage in very quick succession. Evelynn can do that too as AP, but Evelynn doesn't fall off as hard as Kayn. And I'm saying that very loosely because Blue Kayn actually falls off quite a bit. If you can't get super ahead as Blue Kayn to the part where you're just one-shotting carries, you don't really do that much if the game doesn't go well for you. So in late game situations, Blue Kayns are pretty useless, you know? When everybody's 6 items, it's hard for Blue Kayn to find the pickoffs. He'll still have the damage, but he can't really do anything with it. Evelynn isn't really like that. Evelynn does scale quite a bit into the late game. She's one of those assassins that if her jungle, assuming her jungle doesn't go horribly wrong, and she at least has something to stand up on, Evelynn is one of those picks that can most certainly scale into the late game. Nocturne's gonna get pulled and killed off here by the Talon. He was trying to make it back to his own jungle. Equinox gonna land on the Blitz, but the Rune will not land, and here comes the Shadow Assault. Faker has to slowly waddle his way out of there. Jump over, ignite, Soraka is dead to rights. And now the TF has to run. This is like a reverse of Game 3. Oh boy. Where Game 3 went everything going right for blue team. Well, depends on how you define reverse, but this game, once again, everything's going right for the blue team. But blue team is no longer the team that we've been following. Fiora gonna issue the grand challenge, to which Jax will respond with by running away. But Fiora is in hot pursuit. It did wear off. She might have lost vitals. Jax, he's opting into this trade, but she's giving him all the vitals in the world. So Fiora gets the easiest solo kill ever. 8-1. Where have I seen this before? This is just Game 3. Why would you play Game 3 over again? Fiora's gonna try to clean up top lane here. And Evelynn, oh, she's level 6. She's level 6 now, be careful. Just like, if even the slightest thing doesn't go wrong for Evelynn, it's very easy for her to just be a continuous early and mid game threat to the point where she doesn't fall off as an assassin in the late game because you still have utility. Above all else, you'll still have utility, you still have escapes, you still have a nuke that always does a ton of damage, no matter what. But what I'm saying is, she probably scales a little bit. I don't think she outscales Nocturne, but she scales pretty good. She's not useless. And top lane, I don't think Fiora loses to Jax late. A 6 item Fiora probably beats like everybody in the game. Maybe. I think a 6-item Fiora could probably beat 6-item Vlad, assuming... maybe not. I don't know. I've never actually been in that matchup, but a 6-item Fiora is crazy scary. Maybe it's my bias, how much I hate Vlad, but I just... Because in my mind somewhere, I placed Vlad so high in the pedal, so I was like, oh, late game, you're not beating him. Maybe that's not right. I don't think that's right, but... Because Vlad definitely has his counters as well. Oh, the issue on the Grand Challenge, and the Jax hugging the wall for dear life is not enough. Fiora pokes him in the eye and gets another kill. 3-0 and 1 now. So far ahead. And really the only saving grace here is that we have a Master Tier Nocturne on our team. Alright, the Soraka's gonna get pulled off and killed. Faker is gonna come down bot. This might be a salvage play. Can they make anything happen? Killer Instinct comes in, but the Misfortune gonna flash away immediately. And the Talon has joined the fight as well. Parkouring over. And this is why TF hates his life when there's a Talon in the game. The roams are being outmatched. The Talon is out of there. Nocturne can't secure it. They kill each other. The AD carries both die. The Nocturne still wants more. He's going forward. This might be a mistake. Blitzcrank doesn't have the mana to pull. But if he chases any further, Talon can probably just outright kill him. I don't think bot lane right now is losing. I think they're slightly behind. Kai'Sa's up 2 minion waves in terms of CS. But Blitzcrank has more lane pressure than the Soraka. He's just so... Blitzcrank in lane is quite disruptive against Enchanter, just because you always run the risk of getting pulled into death. So it's hard to say. I don't think Kai'Sa is right now falling behind the Misfortune in a vacuum. But the lane state is pretty hard to play right now for red team. But I think it goes without saying that mid lane is definitely favoring blue team, and top lane is far and away favoring blue team. The whole Faker gets charmed up, and there's going to be a lot of damage coming down. They lock up the Evelynn. Wish comes down for a minuscule amount of healing at best. And that's going to be another Talon kill. 12-2. Where have I seen this scoreline before? Oh wait, last game. But I don't think it's as doomed as last game. Then again, last game was pretty doomed. I say right now they at least still have a chance. Paranoia is going to come down. Nocturne is going to try for a gank at bot lane. They're going to fear up the Misfortune, but Kai'Sa, no Killer Instinct. Blitzcrank foot goes wide. Jax can't find the kill up top either. It's really nasty for Jax. He's sitting on a Vamp Scepter against almost complete the Hydra. She's just missing a pickaxe. But she has boots complete. Jax is going to get his Cutlass. Soraka, no Wish. Seems like all of these plays red teams are trying are either not working or forced to expend a lot of resources to stay defensive, which is not the way you want to go. The saving grace is that they haven't lost a turret yet. And the other saving grace is, by this time in game 3, I think red team has lost an inhib already or something like that. So, okay, I don't think it was that drastic, but like probably a minute off or something. But now blue team, they deployed Herald after killing off the ADC, and now they're going to turn their sights to Drake. Soraka has the back, they can't handle this. Evelynn is going to help herself to the Drake. Nocturne desperately trying to kill that Herald. Is he going to get it here? Maybe. He spell shields away the hook. Blue team secures the Drake for themselves. That's going to be 2-0. And now the TF, beautiful hold of the gold card. Jackson's going to flash forward. The CC chain has landed, but the Grand Challenge gets issued. There's so much damage! Oh, Fiora kills off the Jax. The TF does return it. But that was so much damage. I don't think the TF was expecting that. I think the Jax knew. But Fiora turns that play around and makes it a 1v1. Which is really good for her. Like, granted, she drops a shutdown, but they get the TF out of his own lane, so Talon gets a plate. And she even got the 1v1, so TF can't stay and push out lane. He needs to try to make a home to defend. She just denies the Jax a chance to come back to the lane. He can't come back to the game. Fear goes down onto the Talon, but he's angry. He turns around and stabs the Ghost. Overdrive from the Blitzcrank, the silence, the damage, everything's landed, and now the charm, it lands onto the Kaisa, and the Evelynn rips her apart. The Soraka has to try to get out. She has the wish, but she can't land it. Double kill to the Evelynn. Turret plating will fall, it doesn't even matter. If Fiora killed the turret, she might be a bit too low. Just kidding, she has Conqueror. Conqueror exists in this game, and the riposte is not enough! No, the counter kill from the Jax. He finally gets one onto the Fiora. She reposted in the wrong direction. She did have it, but she overstayed for that kill. Which, I mean, sure, you're fed. You could probably go for that play, but it seems needlessly risky for how ahead she was. She didn't need to take that fight. Now Jax is out CSing her. At this point, doesn't really matter that much because Fiora is still so far ahead just in terms of items. But I think that solo kill might have been disastrous. The Nocturne going for an ultra aggressive invade and gets instantly punished. Evelynn's gonna help herself to her own blue buff. The Nocturne is out farming the Evelynn, but the Evelynn so far has made so many more plays. She's essentially won like 2 lanes by herself, and the Nocturne really hasn't done that much. Nocturne really also isn't really a jungler that you want to sit and farm all game on. That's really bad. He does need to try to make something happen here. Soraka's gonna try to sweep up bot. They do see a ward. She's gonna clear it out. Whew, we have a... I mean, CS-wise, it's pretty equal. Kill-wise, it's definitely not. And tower-wise, it's pretty nasty. Especially considering these towers were taken before the 14-minute mark. That gold lead is so much worse than what the number would show. It shows 2 towers to 0, but in reality, there's like 1800 extra gold off the place alone. Which is crazy to think about. The Jax is gonna get caught out here, bot, killed off by the Evelynn. What else is new? Actually, the new part is he just recently killed Fiora, so Evelynn just got 300 gold. And she does have second item Magi, so she's really sure in her ability to just nuke people this game, and so far it's going very well for her. Nocturne? Oh, Spell Shield tanks away the hook. Pretty on point with the Spell Shield timings overall. But still, there's just not enough impact from the Nocturne. We need to see some more explosive pickups, because right now farming will not get you back into this game. You need to start looking for characters that you can for sure kill. The Nocturne is pretty far behind in terms of items. You have 11 stack Magi's and Runic Echoes on Evelynn versus Warrior plus not completed Duskblade. MF disconnects from the game. It is an act of providence, but I'm sure she'll be back soon. Isn't it crazy in these past 4 games there have been 3 people who disconnected? Nocturne gonna chip away at the TF, but the TF's just gonna hop a wall and get out of there. Safe and sound. I think he spotted that recall. Now he needs to get out. He's a little bit too far overextended. He does run into the Evelynn. Oh no, he went forward! Why would you do that? But the last embrace does not connect, so he does make it out. And now Jax, here's the next challenger. But the Evelynn, she has regen and Demon Shade, and that's so much damage being turned around on him. The knockup is there. The Shadow Assault finishes it. Jax gets way too thirsty. Goes for a kill he cannot possibly get. Goes for a woman he can't possibly have, or something, I don't know. This Evelynn, right? She's a Stuctress. Blink forward, stab, and ignite. The TF, the Zayas is not enough. One more tick has finished him, and double kill. Paranoia once again to suicide. And Faker decides this game is no longer worth playing, so he quits the game. Chalk that up to 4 people disconnecting over 4 games. We got a Pyke, a Bard, a Misfortune, I dropped my phone, a Misfortune, and now a Twist of Fate. 21 kills to 4. This is a pretty clear open, if I've ever seen one. But I think this is the game's way of restoring balance. When you stomp so hard, you got stomped equally as hard in return, right? Oh, there's a pull on the Jax. Oh, he's so dead. Bullet time's gonna come in as well. Well, that happened. This Herald is still alive. It's got a sliver of health, but it's still enough. The inhib has fallen. It's 18 minutes in. They're still going for the push. Herald finally dies, but that doesn't mean the push is stopping anytime soon. They're turning their sights to top, landing other punishment on the top inhib now. Faker no longer in the game. That's reportable, Faker. Don't do that. Bad, Faker. Bad. Okay, there he is. He's coming back. Saved. Everything's saved. Well, saved is it's a stretch at this point. It's 21 minutes in. Baron hasn't even spawned, and yet red team no longer has 2 inhibitors. That's pretty brutal. That is really brutal. Now Nocturne does catch out the Misfortune. Her recall got interrupted, but can she make it out safe and sound? The Make It Rain doing jack all to slow the Nocturne. She's gonna make it to the wall and flash away. The Duskbringer goes wide, does not confirm the kill. Nocturne can't finalize it. I mean, really, maybe paranoid for the extra bit of damage would have actually paid off. But who can tell, really? He still doesn't have his items done. Misfortune disconnects yet again. Bad ISPs. Bad ISP, bad. But Nocturne doesn't even have Duskblade. But at this point, even if Misfortune just like... even if her Ethernet modem sets on fire, her house burns down, whatever... I don't think blue team loses the game. Even if somehow they just no longer have Misfortune for the rest of the game. I think this is too big of a hole for red team to dig themselves out of. If they want to try it, it's a hell of a long road for them. And from this point onwards, if you make a single mistake, you just lose the game. Which is always fun to play with. But I don't think the comeback is happening. This Nocturne has been pretty invisible, and Faker really hasn't done nearly as much as he did last game. This is like SKT in Game 5s, you know? Game 5s at Worlds, not Game 5s at LCK. The bullets do come in, they kill off the Misfortune. Shadow Assault comes down. Jax is just gonna have to run. This is a hell of an uncontested Baron. Going to blue team. Faker is gonna try for a miracle steal. Oh my god, he got it! I was literally about to say that's too over ambitious, but what? He actually got it! Wow! That's incredible. Like, I'm not even mad. That's amazing. He Destinied in to get that steal. He didn't even Destiny outside of it. He didn't even Destiny to the back wall. He just went in. It's like, I'm tossing this card at Baron and it's gonna kill it. And guess what it did? But now that red team has Baron, what can they really do with it? Because they're still over 8,000 gold behind. I don't think they can hold this just because the rest of their lanes are leaking so many supers. There's a Blitzcrank playing front line. The hook will go wide. Okay. That hook landing was game winning. But Fiora silenced up. She can't repulse. She can do it now. And the damage is coming down on the back. Nocturne is first to die, but followed by Fiora. And now the redemption drops on the ground. The Shadow Assault is coming down. Double kill for the Talon. And that is going to be the Grand Challenge healing ground, but nobody can walk into it. It's going to be a 1-for-2 so far. Gold card onto the Evelynn. She gets bumped out of the Demon Shade. But there's just no damage coming down. Kai'Sa has the kill. She's gonna kill her instant game, but that's a little bit too far. She gets killed off here by the Misfortune immediately. And now the TF has to go back bullet time just to create zone or something. I don't know what that bullet time was for. They're just gonna lay siege because that team fight went really fast. The steal was great, but Like I said, it's not enough. They need way more than that. Nocturne does have paranoia. He respawned. He's making it happen. He's coming in for the misfortune, but he's taking a lot. He gets pulled back. He flashes forward. He still wants it. There's blood in his eyes, and now there's blood on the ground. Except I don't think Nocturne bleeds. But hey. Misfortune kills off the Nocturne, who suicide dove in yet again. TF is gonna destiny to the Krugs, and yeah, do that. Sure. Red team will get their inhib back, and Twist of Fate, he really wants these Krugs. He ulted for this. He okay, well, alright, good for you, I guess. He finished the Lich Bane, but he doesn't have Zhonya's, and the stopwatch is broken. The replay file paused. Okay, here we are, we're back. He's gonna run face first into a Fiora. Gold card is at the ready, but Fiora issued the grand challenge. The gold card, it wasn't tossed out in time. The catch is there. TF is down for the count. And suddenly it's gonna be a 4v5 with, once again, completely open base. No inhib towers alive. This could be triple inhib if red team plays it wrong. Or just lose the game outright. What will it be? TF gonna try to come in for a rake. Stun his Q. Brings him so far in, but the misfortune's in the... Not the misfortune, the Evelyn's in the back. Killing off the misfortune. That's gonna be a mid lane inhib getting killed off as well. They're going to go top lane. That's third inhib. It's just the Kai'Sa there. There's no Soraka. There's no medic. There's no TF. It's just the Jax. He's died 8 times. This might be a 9th. There's paranoia. There's one last trigger to pull. Are they gonna do it? Nope, they're just gonna leave the Jax to die. Not like they can do anything to save him anyway. That is gonna be the end of the game. Kai'Sa drops on the ground beside the Nexus. And the game is over. Game 4 goes the way of blue team once again. Just the other blue team.